Today is Friday, July 13th, and we are going to be hiking the Maroon Bells, which you can see behind me. For a full hike review of the Maroon Bells Traverse, you can check the link below. So, plan for tonight is to hike up to Crater Lake, camp there. We're going to be doing the Traverse tomorrow, so we're going to be going up Maroon Peak first, which you can kind of see on the left side. You can't really see the route up. Then we're going to be traversing over to North Maroon there and then coming back down. This is one of the 4 Colorado great traverses. So when you're doing the traverse, you can do 2 options. Most commonly you go up Maroon over to North Maroon. If you do want to do North Maroon first and then go over to Maroon, you can. Most people go regular Maroon to North, because the class 5 that you have to do over to that is all ascending going up to North Maroon, where you'd be descending it coming down. So it's a little more user friendly. You don't need to have rope and rappel to go up north and then down Maroon, but it's sometimes recommended. So the hike up to Crater Lake is about another 1.5 miles from here, so we're going to be camping there, getting up super early in the morning to ascend Maroon and then over to North Maroon. About 2 miles from the overflow lot, you can see the Maroon Bells in front of us here, and Crater Lake is right around the corner. This is the first junction if you're coming up not camping at Crater Lake. If you go right here, you'll take the Maroon Snowmash Trail, which takes you up to North Maroon Peak. If you go left, you go to Crater Lake, and then you go to Maroon. As you can see here, there's marked campsites here right up here as well. So if you're camping for the night, look out for those. I will show you ours once we have it. And then yeah, Crater Lake is right through the woods here. So this is your first main junction of the day. To orient where we are, Crater Lake is right there. These little side trails right here basically lead you to campsites. So you can see right here, we are going to be staying in campsite number 6. There are 11 in total. You'll notice some other small dispersed camping areas along the way. I don't know how strict they get with it, but I would try to stay in a regular campsite before you just bombed into a non-marked one. But the ones over to the near the lake have a pretty diesel hike up, where this one right here, the trail that we're going to take tomorrow, is right there, and our campsite's right here, so this works out pretty well. Checking out for tonight, the sun's going down, and tomorrow morning obviously we'll be hiking pretty early, so some of the footage on the way up Maroon Peak I won't be able to show you, but I will check in tomorrow morning somewhere along the way up to the summit of Maroon Peak. Good morning from about halfway up Maroon Peak. So hopefully my mic is not in the way, but you can see up the gully here, so you can see the people working their way up. Where we came from was down there. So from a perspective of where we came from this morning, we have basically just kind of worked our way up this sky, and then around there is Crater Lake, and then Maroon Lake is over the ridge there. So helmets on, because we are in a really loose gully right now. It's pretty steep, but it's also just really kind of crappy rock conditions. The trail is a mix of loose rock and dirt. Where we're at right now is basically right below the ridge, so the ridge proper will be right above that, the highest point you can see. But taking a little pan around here, very pretty. Sun's up. It's about 7:30, so we're hoping for a summit around 8:30, and weather's looking good to the west, so just plugging away. Here's where you need to start doing route finding. So you can see Andrew up ahead of me right there. There's this kind of big rock right there. You're going to want to stay to the right, but your end game is to kind of work up and across up, but very, very careful here on your handholds, because even the bigger rocks are very loose. So triple check every single hold before you put your weight on it, because it's very easy to send something flying. And for those of you who don't know the etiquette, if you do send something flying, just be sure to yell out rock or heads up or something like that, so people below you know that something's coming down. Okay, this is where your first turn is on the ridge. You can see Andrew working his way up the good solid class 3 rock. Then once you get to the top here, you're gonna bear left. You can see Andrew making his way towards one of 2 gullies. There's one right here, and then there's one right there. You have to ascend one of these and then cut over to like where the snow is, and then you're gonna keep going across that way. Looking down, this is the second gully, so I would not recommend it. You can see there's a lot more dirt in here, way more loose rock, where the one we just ascended, the first one, was at least more solid rock. Still have to be very careful, but the end game here is we're gonna round this ledge and then hit up another gully before we start working our way towards the summit. Just rounded the corner here. You can see this orangish green lichen covered rock. So where Andrew's going down, we're gonna make our way, wrap around, and then go up the gully. Now once you're up the gully, you're still gonna have to cross over and then work up again. But at this point, this is where you wanna head. Looking down the final gully here, steep class 3. There's not really a trail, but you can kind of choose your own adventure. You can definitely find some class 4 in here if you want, but you could also easily stay at a class 3, so just kind of pick your best route here, pick rock that looks sturdy, definitely test your hold still. But we're working our way up, and summit is a short ways away. Summit of Maroon Peak. So this was a pretty fun one. Looking back on the route over there, it was nice because although the beginning of the trail was really kind of shitty, loose rock, loose gravel, the majority of the ridge was solid, fun class 3. You could make it class 4 if you wanted to, but really it wasn't anything crazy if you kind of tried to stick to the proper route. Give you a quick spin around here. Again, you can see Snowmass there. You can see Capitol over there. You got Pyramid there. You got Castle and Conundrum over that way. So lots of views here, pretty cool. I'll give you a view down to the lake before we head over. Pretty good, solid class 3 climb, and looking forward to the next portion of the hike, which is the Traverse over to North Maroon. It's about 3/4 of a mile, low 5, high 4 class along the way. But in any case, this is number 47 down for me. Pretty excited about that, and we'll be checking in and showing you more of the Traverse as I get over there. But for now, enjoy the views.
Yeah, they were way ahead of them. They were taking their time coming down the Traverse, coming down that. Yeah, we were all excited. Yeah, I bet. Because I think it was like Tuesday. I was like, yeah, you want to do Traverse? He was like, no, I'm going to do bro.
Here's a good look at the full Traverse. So there's basically 3 pain points, if you will, on this. There's a tower there, and then the last tower there. Here's a beautiful look at Maroon Lake, Crater Lake, which is the one closest to us. You can see the ridge. You might be able to see the guy in the orange helmet there, slowly working down the ridge. So we're starting the Traverse over to North Maroon Peak, which is the mountain right there. Yep, I'm good, thanks. That was a first-hand demo of the down climb, the final down climb from the ridge. We're basically at like the spine, so you can't even see Maroon, but you can see Andrew down climbing here. Very sketchy, just take your time. I think there might be an alternative route that way, so if you see this, you come too far and you're like, there's no way I can do that. There may be another option. We're just not 100% sure, so we're using our best judgment going down this here. Whew. All right, we have just rounded the ledge here, and now we're gonna walk over to the first of many difficulties, as 14ers.com says. Sounds great. And basically, you will see this crack here. So you're gonna wanna work up this crack, and then I believe you go left once you're at the top of this thing. We are on top of Spire 1, the first obstacle here. This is where your route finding experience is going to come in handy. We came up the right here. It was good, solid class 4, 3. You can either come up right here, you can work around to that side, and then as you can see, we're flattening out a bit, and in the distance you'll be able to see Spire number 2. Good exposure here. This is kind of the rib you're going to look for here. and you're wanting on it, you can go a ton of different ways. I mean, obviously, if you feel comfortable, pick a line where you feel comfortable. You see the guys at the top there? That's your end game. So just take your time and kind of keep that as your end goal in mind. There's a cairn over there that we're aiming for. There's a multitude of routes you can choose. We're still kind of figuring it out. I'll show you a point of view from the bottom once we have the exact line we're going to take. So we've decided to take this line right here. It looks like the best of all the evils here. Basically going to go up there, hopefully, and ride the ridge out to the top. I'm assuming not great.
Not great. No feet.
Does it get any better? Holy shit, dude. That's scary. Fuck me. Lots of exposure here. I look down, what a bitch. Looking down, this is the steepest and most exposed section here. Very gnarly stuff. There's good, decent handholds, decent footholds. This is the top of the second obstacle. The third one is in front of us, and then the summit of North Maroon is right there. We're about halfway through the traverse now. I can without a doubt say this is way harder than the Crestone Traverse. It doesn't even come close. This is the gully we're going to attempt to go up here. There's another one right over there, which is a little easier but way more exposed. So we like the idea of this one being kind of more enclosed here. Try to film this, but at a certain point, filming is not worth your safety. This is a really tough gully here, the one I just showed you that we were going to go up. It is doable. There's one little ledge. You just kind of have to work your hands in that crack there and just kind of commit. It's scary though. Then Andrew's coming up to the ridge proper and we are almost there, thank God. Yeah. Obviously I showed you the gully we went up. This is your other option. So it's much longer. You have to gain this cliff here, then you gotta do another up climb to get to where we are right here. From here, you're continuing on this way. A bit of a flat section here. We are nearing the summit. It's literally right there. You can see the two guys on top. One more, I think, high class 3 exposed move, but you can kind of see what we have to deal with now. So definitely home stretch at this point. Oh boy, this hike is tough. We are almost at the summit. It's right in front of us. Andrew's working up the final section of class 3 here. This was a very tough hike, and we are pretty anxious to get down North Maroon, which is a tough hike up in its own right. All right, top of Maroon Peak, 48 down. This was without a doubt harder than the Crestone Traverse. Lots of route finding, lots of exposure, lots of class 4, some class 5, lots of down climbing, which the Traverse didn't, Crestone Traverse didn't have at all. But it was a fun hike. We're just pretty wiped. So needless to say, you can't bring dogs on this. I would definitely recommend this for people who are comfortable with exposure, who have a decent amount of experience with route finding, and are overall just in pretty good shape because it is a taxing hike. From here, we are going to be descending the standard route of Maroon Peak, or sorry, North Maroon, which is kind of like working its way down here and then back to Crater Lake, which you can't see from here. So still a long day ahead of us. I'll give you some views from the top here. But looking back here on the obstacles, this one right here is the third, very tricky. The second one was pretty exposed, but they both had some really tricky moves in there. So just pace yourself. Continuing the slow, painful descent of North Maroon here. Pretty steep, very slow going, lots of loose rock. You can see all the loose rock. Not the best time. Not the best time. All right, this is the chimney going up North Maroon. This is the reason why this is a class 4 hike. It's pretty challenging coming down. You just kind of have to trust your handholds. On the way up, you have the advantage of seeing at least, so I don't imagine that to be too hard, but it is about a, 15-foot little gully here you have to go up. This part of the hike is lovingly referred to as the ledges. There are a million different ways to go up them. Your end game is to kind of make it there. You don't want to go too far left or too far right, so kind of just stay center. Andrew's over there, I'm over here. We've had a really hard time locating a real trail. Obviously you're coming up from the gully there, so this is your view. I don't know if you heard that, but that's where we're at. We're talking about getting killed by goats right now. This has been such a tough descent. Obviously sharing with you guys some mountain goats. There's a little baby somewhere in there. If we can get a better shot, I will, but pretty cool, awesome backdrop. They're just like hanging out like it's, ain't no thing. And we're on top of a 14,000 foot feet with like exposure and drops like that. Just crazy where these animals live. Okay, back at the tent now, covered in flies. You might be able to tell. It's really exciting right now. What a tough hike. The Maroon Bells were way harder than the Crestone Traverse. Not even close. Not even close. Definitely route finding is very key. Going up or coming down North Maroon Peak is really tricky, and so keep an eye on your kind of end goal. Have some pictures of the route, have GPS. Just be good at kind of following the trail and knowing the general direction of where the trail goes. These flies are real fun. Definitely not dog friendly, as I've already mentioned. Yeah, it's just a tough hike. Coming down North Maroon is way harder than going up Maroon itself. So after the traverse, you feel like, I've gotten the hard part out of the way, but that's really not the case. You really have a tough hike down North Maroon Peak. Several boulder fields which really can just destroy your feet, which, after miles of hiking are probably tired. And easy to roll an ankle, things of that nature. So I enjoyed about 25% of this hike. It was awesome for parts, and then there's just such long slogs in it that really kind of made it challenging. Another 2 down, which was great. For a full hike review of the Maroon Bells Traverse, that's Maroon Peak and North Maroon Peak, you can check the link below. Thank you for all of the new subscribers. We're now north of 120, which for some feels like nothing, but I'm really excited about that, so thank you for your support. Many more videos coming this summer, and leave a comment below if you have a hike you want me to review, and give this video a like if you found it helpful. Thanks for watching. See you next time.